Hi, back again. It's me, Kevin Van Ord. This time, we're talking about Monkey Island again, but this time we are talking with Dave and Mike from Telltale Games, and we're getting an even better update here on Tales of Monkey Island, which you announced not too long ago.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. That's not too long.
No.
And we really want to take a look at this game. Obviously, you've been working on some other updated franchises. We've seen Sam and Max come to life from your studio again. Tell us a little bit about what we need to know about the new Monkey Island game.
Tales of Monkey Island is all new, all great, latest in the series of Monkey Island games. It's a epic 5-part episodic adventure with swashbuckling and voodoo and curses and all kinds of stuff like that. David?
Not bad.
Okay.
And it's being made in large part by people who have done this sort of thing before, specifically who have done Monkey Island games before. Not least of all Mike and myself. So it's kind of like getting the band back together kind of thing.
Now, Guybrush surely is our hero, right?
Guybrush is our hero. He's right there on the screen right there. He's still married to his best woman, Elaine, the smarter half of the team. He's still got LeChuck, the evil, undead, unstoppable pirate who just keeps coming back and back for more. Still got the voodoo lady handing out enigmatic quests to go find weird voodoo objects to stop LeChuck. And a whole bunch of new villains and new pirates and new islands and new mysteries going on.
I don't suppose there's an insult sword fight in this one.
There's lots of people trying to start insult sword fighting, but it doesn't quite work out as well as it should at this time around.
Now, I have to imagine that you've probably gone back and gotten the old cast together for voiceover. Is that correct? Or?
Yeah, Dominic Amato is back playing Guybrush. Alexander Boyd is back playing Elaine this time as well. We may end up getting some ancillary characters coming back for surprise cameos, but we won't promise anything yet. But yeah, we're getting some of the cast to get back together.
Well, I'm anxious to know what's going on here. We're looking at some footage now, and I'm curious to know what this is all about.
What it's all about is after the explosive beginning of the whole season in which Guybrush screws up a voodoo spell horribly, he washes ashore on this pirate island called Flotsam Island, where because of the peculiar winds, all kinds of stuff washes up on the island, but nothing can ever leave. And so Guybrush, because he's really desperate to get back to his wife and his archenemy, who he left not knowing what the heck was going on after the explosion, is desperate to get off the island, get himself a ship, change the winds, also deal with his hand, which, as you can see, has some kind of weird voodoo pox thingy going on, and that pox is spreading all over the place, slowly turning nice, jolly pirates into real big jerks, kind of like LeChuck himself. It's
Specifically, the thing with the ship is kind of indicative of what's going on this island, where the pirates are kind of trying to preserve their piratey ways, even though they cannot actually leave the island. So they've all built this ship together, and they take turns seizing it from one another.
Now, obviously, we expect Funny from Monkey Island. And how hard was it to kind of update that humor? Did you really feel like you didn't have to do much at all, and you just went with it, and it just kind of wrote itself? How does that all work for you?
It's kind of like getting back on a bike, really. It's like Dave said, a lot of us have written Monkey Island before. There is a certain timeless quality to it. There's not much that in the way of topical cultural references, no Britney Spears jokes if she's still topical. So it's pretty easy to come back to, I found.
Yeah, we all had to go back and play some of the older games again to get that style of humor kind of back into the front of our brains. But it kind of comes naturally to all of us, I think. And you may notice a little bit different because we're all 15, 20 years older than we were last time we were writing for this title. But that may show, but I think the basics are still there.
Did it help to have some of the experience from Sam and Max and Wallace and Gromit behind you when coming up with some of the writing? Did that sort of inform the experience at all?
Yeah, because it's a very different comedy. I think definitely Wallace and Gromit is very different from that. We have found that the years of designing these episodic adventure games has really helped designing the games, though. I mean, We've learned lots of things that we can do very well, lots of things that are a lot harder to do, and we pick and choose our battles as far as, making things really overly complex and so forth. So we've gotten pretty good at actually making these games.
Yes, the ability to move between different styles of writing is actually pretty important at Telltale, and pretty much I think for any professional writer. Like mimicry is an important skill to have.
Ben James in Bristol wants to know if Murray the Talking Skull is going to make an appearance.
I will tell you that in the first episode, Guybrush encounters many, many skulls, and he always asks he always checks to see whether they're Murray.
So we're at least referencing Murray.
Yes.
How about that? How's that for a non-answer?
That's a non-answer.
That's all right. We expect a certain amount of non-committal answers here. I'll ask a similar question that I asked regarding Curse of Monkey Island and I'm sorry, The Secret of Monkey Island. See, I'm getting all my Monkey Islands confused today. Yeah. There's so many of them, and a new one now too as well. I guess my question is, what other surprises do you have in store for us in here?
While we do not reveal we absolutely will not reveal the secret of Monkey Island in this game. That's something that's above our pay grade, and we're avoiding that like the plague. And it's really Ron Gilbert's secret. If he wants to share it someday, he will. The creator of the guy behind Monkey Island. But we are going to actually start unfolding a few secrets about some of the relationships between the core characters that have only been sort of hinted at over the years. So we're going to flip over a few cards. I think I can promise that.
You want a spoiler?
Yeah.
I'll give you a spoiler. LeChuck turns into a human.
That's helpful.
I'm spoiling this for you because it happens in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it happens in the first 5 minutes.
Now, as before, we're assuming that we're seeing episodic content here. That's what you've done with your other adventure game titles, with a certain degree of success as well. And how often do you expect to be producing installments for Monkey Island?
Just like our previous games, monthly or thereabouts, pretty much. That's our goal, is to, once they get going, bang, bang, bang. We don't want to leave people hanging too long.
Similar pricing structure? Will you be selling them separately at their individual prices, or will you be purchasing the whole season and then having them doled out to you?
Currently, the whole season is available for pre-order on the PC for $34.95. And if you order before our July 7th release, you get all kinds of interesting, cool stuff like a custom DVD slipcover painted by Steve Purcell, access to our hidden forum where you get to hang out with all the designers and see secret stuff.
It's the Private Pirates Club.
Private Pirates Club. Say that 3 times fast.
And a free episode of another Telltale series. I don't think you said that.
Of another Telltale series. So we got that going for us. Wii pricing structure we think will probably be similar to what it was on Strong Dad, but that hasn't been finalized yet.
Now, again, Xbox Live Achievements kind of give you a way to maybe even add a little bit more personality to the experience. Any plans for some clever achievements in there?
Not currently. We are actually going to be doing something. Right now, we can't talk about it yet. For our between episode stuff.
To think of achievements along the kind of the lines of Easter eggs mostly, and there are definitely some of those.
Definitely Easter eggs. Yeah. Mostly we're focusing on the story this time around because it's a big, unlike our previous episodic content, where they were really focused on self-contained stories that might have a loose thread stringing them together. Tales of Monkey Island is really one big epic pirate story that has been nicely cut up into five individual chapters. The chapters themselves very fulfilling, have beginning, middles, and ends, but there's a definite strong storyline driving through the whole thing. So people really want to, by the end of the first episode, know what the heck is going to happen next. What the heck is going on? Why is this person doing this to Guybrush? I have to know what's next. So
let's talk interface for a second. From what I can see, the game pretty much has none, and I'm curious to know how you approach that particular issue.
We've been going more and more towards cinematic presentation with every game we've done, and we have an interface. You can roll out the inventory here. but we want to keep it far away until you actually need it, by and large. And we do have classic Monkey Island dialogue trees, text-driven dialogue trees. We're also getting back to an old-school version of the inventory that allows you to combine inventory items. It's something that Telltale hasn't been doing to date, but because it's Monkey Island and so many classic Monkey Island puzzles involve taking things in your inventory and cobbling them together to make new things, we decided we really wanted to do that this time around. So we have an interface that allows you to do that.
About how long do you expect the episodes to last? That's a question coming from, I thought it was from Lars at Denmark, but I think I switched emails, so I could have misattributed that one.
They're going to be a comparable length to, I would imagine, our second season Sam & Max games. We hesitate to pin down in individual times because it varies so much from player to player. Some people whip through them in a ridiculously short time that makes me think they're not listening to any of our jokes, and other people get stumped and it takes them 10 hours, but they enjoy the 10 hours because they click every single thing, and they hear every single line we've written, and they get a whole lot of extra satisfaction out of that. So it's comparable to our previous titles, I think.
It's meant to be kind of each one is sort of a casual experience where you download it, you sit on your couch, and you play through it over the course of an evening or two, and then it's time for the next one.
Yeah.
Christopher Donnelly in Ireland is wondering, compared to the other Monkey Island games, about the same amount of dialogue?
Let's see, if I add up the whole season of this,
Season it is.
Yeah, if you add up the season, it should be,
And of course, we've already covered. A lot of people are asking about Murray. I think we've sort of covered that question already.
Can you get us a count? If enough people ask, maybe we'll put him in.
Yeah. He's real easy to model.
We're still designing the episodes at the end of the series, so we could.
He's very easy to model. You just stick him up on a pedestal someplace and just have him talk randomly.
Now, in terms of the puzzles, where do you see the difficulty level of those?
The way I like to put it is that there are some puzzles in there that I would consider hard, but there aren't any that I would consider cruel. Yeah. I think that would put them maybe a step down from say Monkey 2, which I remember had a puzzle about hypnotizing a monkey to make him in the shape of a monkey wrench that was completely impossible to solve if you were European and didn't refer to a monkey wrench as a monkey wrench, but as a spanner.
Yeah, we are no longer in the business of trying to defeat the player. We went to kind of help the player figure some stuff out now.
Yeah, the general goal is to make a game where the player feels clever rather than where the designer feels clever.
Was there any kind of built-in hint system?
Yes, we do. We have a built-in hint system that is evolving with every single game we make. And in this version, it's going to take another little teeny step forward to try and get you some contextualized hints a little earlier, do a lot more visual hints, do a lot more audio, sound-based hints. So things that actually require you to kind of pay attention to what's going on in the scene rather than just waiting for a character to start saying, hey, I wonder if I should do this, because that's kind of a little clumsy. That said, there will probably be several points where eventually a player does have to say, hey, why don't I try this?
And I guess just the final question is, when? When are we going to see it?
July 7th. We are shipping July 7th for the PC. Well, not shipping. It'll be out July 7th for the PC. Downloading, whatever you guys do on the internet. And then either simultaneously or a short time later for WiiWare. That hasn't been quite worked out yet. But it's any day now. We have a team of some 20-odd people working like crazed monkeys trying to get it done. I should go back there and help them.
Well, that's excellent news. Dave, Mike, thanks for stopping by. We're looking forward to seeing even more of the Tale of Monkey Island. And in the meanwhile, I think we are heading back to the show floor to see even more goodness out there. Take it away.